In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 4 critical pension factors that dramatically impact your retirement security, factors most financial advisors completely overlook or just don't fully understand. Over the years, I reviewed a lot of pension plans with clients and prospects across many different industries. What I've discovered is that your pension decisions, how and when you take it, and how you coordinate it with the rest of your financial life can literally add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your retirement income or leave you exposed to hidden risks. So if you have a pension or are expecting one, this video could be one of the most valuable planning tools you'll see all year. So let's jump right in and start with the big picture. There was a time when retiring with a pension meant you had it made. You worked hard, retired after 30 or 40 years, and collected a guaranteed monthly check for life. But today, pensions aren't what they used to be. And in fact, they're slowly disappearing. As of 2023, only about 15% of private sector workers still have access to a traditional defined benefit pension plan, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. What happened is the rise of the 401k and defined contribution plans. I'll contrast these two charts. You can see the difference. 67% now have access to a defined contribution plan like a 401k or 403b. There's a lot of reasons this shift has happened, and we won't get into them today, but it does mean the burden of saving for retirement has shifted from the employer to the employee or you. But if you do have a pension, you're in a shrinking group of Americans, and that makes your decision even more important. Even though the plans are shrinking, I still see a lot of pensions from clients who worked decades ago and want to know what to do with them. And while pensions provide guaranteed income, they also come with choices and trade-offs that can have a lifelong impact on your finances and your family. So today, I'm walking you through 4 critical things you need to know if you're retiring with a pension in the US. Number 1 is knowing your payout options. This is not an exhaustive list, but I'm going to give you a real example of what to use each time and how to think about them. I'm also going to use some numbers from a statement I recently reviewed for someone in their early 60s. The numbers here aren't as important as the correlation between the payout options. The first option is to take the full lump sum, and in our example, let's say $400,000 as a one-time payment. This gives you total control. You can invest it, spend it, or leave it to your heirs. People might choose this if they're confident investors, have a shorter life expectancy, or want legacy flexibility. But be careful, with the lump sum, you take on all the risk. You could outlive the money or make poor investment decisions that reduce your retirement security. For some high net worth clients who are never going to outlive their money, this can be a great option to roll into something you control. But if you're on a razor-thin retirement plan, I would typically recommend keeping the pension. Next is the 10-year certain payout, which in our example offers $4,200 per month for 10 years and then it stops. This is the highest monthly income, but it only lasts a decade. It's best suited for someone with health concerns or other guaranteed income sources kicking in later. The downside, if you live longer than 10 years, the income stops entirely. And if you add up all the payments over the next decade, you get $504,000. That is only $104,000 more than the lump sum. If you're considering this option, you should run a present value calculation of your lump sum and compare it to this option. For this option to make sense, you would need to average less than a 4.4% on a lump sum payout over that time period. So if you think you can beat 4.4% investments over the next decade, then you should go with the lump sum over the 10-year certain in our example. A variation of that is the 10-year certain and life option, paying $2,300 per month for life, with a guarantee that if you die within the first 10 years, a beneficiary receives the remaining payouts. This is a great balance between securing lifelong income and protecting your family early on. However, the monthly benefit is lower than the straight 10-year certain because it includes a lifetime coverage. Then there's the 100% joint and survivor option, which pays $2,100 per month for your lifetime and continues that same amount for your spouse after you pass away. This is a popular choice for married couples who rely heavily on pension income. It offers peace of mind, but it comes with the lowest monthly payout due to the extended coverage for 2 lives. If you're looking for a middle ground, the 50% joint and survivor option pays $2,300 in our example per month, and after you pass, your spouse continues to receive $1,150 per month. It offers some survivor protection while still giving you more income that you can enjoy today. Just make sure your spouse is financially prepared for the reduced income after your death. And you also have to think about Social Security planning because you're going to be losing one of those Social Security incomes as well. Lastly, the single life annuity pays $2,500 per month as long as you live, but nothing continues after you're gone. This works well for someone who is single or whose spouse doesn't need the income. It pays more monthly than joint options, but it comes with no legacy or survivor benefit. So how do you choose? You need to consider your health, your spouse's needs if you're married, your comfort managing your investments, and whether you want to prioritize lifetime income, legacy, or flexibility. And remember, these decisions are permanent. That's why I always recommend walking through a full analysis before locking in your choice. If you want help reviewing your pension payout options, click on the link in the description and we'll break it down together based on your specific goals and family situation. The second thing to know is how your pension is taxed. And it varies by state. One of the most overlooked aspects of pension planning is state taxes. And here's the reality, not all states treat your pension income the same. In fact, where you live in retirement could make thousands of dollars of difference every single year. Now, if you live in a state with no income tax like Florida, Texas, Nevada, or Tennessee, you don't need to worry. Your pension isn't taxed at the state level. That's a huge advantage, and one reason these states are so popular with retirees. But even in states with income tax, there are important carve-outs and benefits. Take New York, for example, my home state. While it does have a state income tax, many government workers, especially those in New York State or local pensions, get their entire pension income from state taxes. Other retirees, like in Colorado, Georgia, or Virginia, can exclude partial amounts of pension and retirement income annually. Coordinating taxes and income threshold can be an important part of the plan if you live in one of those states. The point is, your pension might go further depending on where you live. So if you're planning to move in retirement or just want to know what your net income really looks like, it's worth checking your state's pension and retirement tax rules and whether you qualify for any age-based or government employee-based exclusions. If you found this content useful, please like and subscribe to this channel and let me know what you'd like to see covered next. The third thing to know is that your pension takes on the investment and longevity risk, not you. The pension fund is responsible for growing the assets, making the right investment choices, and ensuring it can pay out monthly for the rest of your life. This is a massive contrast to the 401ks or lump sum rollovers where you bear the full weight of market performance and timing. Even better, your income is guaranteed for life if you choose that option. If you live to 100, the pension keeps paying. That's what we mean by the plan takes on longevity risk. You don't have to worry about outliving your money. And even in the rare case a pension plan fails, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, or the PBGC, insures many pensions. As of 2024, the PBGC guarantees up to $7,431 per month for someone that is 65 under a single life annuity structure. For retirees who value security and predictability, that's a strong reason to keep the pension rather than rolling it over or taking the lump sum. Now here's the trade-off, which is point number 4. Most US pensions do not include a cost of living adjustment, or COLA. That means your $2,500 per month today is still $2,500 a decade from now, and 2 decades from now, even though groceries, healthcare, and everyday expenses will likely be much higher. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 3% annual inflation cuts purchasing power in half over 24 years. So if you're retiring in your 60s and expect to live well into your 80s or beyond, a flat pension can quietly lose all its ability to support your lifestyle. And if we have a couple big year spikes of inflation like we saw in our recent past, it can really start to be a problem. A few government plans and some union-based pensions offer COLAs, but these are rare. If you have one, you're already fortunate. But most retirees, especially in the private sector, don't get that built-in inflation protection. This brings us to why some people are considering rolling over pensions into an annuity, specifically one that has rising income features or COLA riders. Some annuities allow your income to increase over time, either with a fixed percentage, like 3% per year, or based on an investment index. The trade-off is that these annuities start with a lower monthly payout than a level annuity or pension, but they can grow over time and even surpass the income you're getting in a pension, which helps preserve your purchasing power. So given these two facts, pensions offer guaranteed income and take on the risk of investing in longevity, but most don't protect you from inflation. It might make sense for some retirees to consider an annuity that adds back that missing inflation protection, especially if they're in good health and expect a long retirement. That said, annuities aren't magic. They come with costs, and not all are created equal. Many include complex riders and fees, and some reduce flexibility, and once you purchase one, you may not be able to change your mind. But for the right retiree, particularly someone worried about inflation and a long retirement, they can be a smart supplement or an alternative to a flat pension. Ultimately, it comes down to what risk matters more to you. Market risk or inflation erosion. A pension shields you from one, and an inflation-adjusted annuity can help you with the other. And getting the balance right is one of the most important retirement planning decisions you're going to make. And before we wrap up, there's one more thing to watch out for. Some pensions allow for early access without typical penalties. This can be a game changer if you're looking to retire before age 59 and a half or want to bridge the gap before Social Security kicks in. For example, firefighters, police officers, and other public safety employees often have access to their pensions as early as age 50 or 55 without early withdrawal penalties. Some teacher retirement systems and military pensions also offer early access based on years of service rather than age. If you're in one of these fields or worked in one previously, check your plan details carefully. You may have more flexibility than you think. And if you're considering early retirement, this can be a critical piece of the puzzle in making the numbers work. So to recap, if you're retiring with a pension, you've got some powerful advantages, but also some big decisions to make. From how to take the income to understanding the tax treatment, to weighing investment risk and inflation protection. It's not always straightforward, but when you get it right, your pension can become a rock-solid foundation for the rest of your retirement plan. And if you'd like help analyzing your specific pension options or just want a second opinion before locking in that decision, click on that link in the description and book a call. We'll go through your numbers together, your goals, and I'll give you a clear guidance on what path gives you the most peace of mind and works for your goals. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to the channel, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd want to see covered next. And again, I'll see you in the next video.